Hello, you're warmly welcome to the 10 days of our Excel Skills Mastery Challenge. You have made it through for the full 2 weeks, and I'm so excited that you stay on this challenge. So today I am going to show you the big five basic functions in Excel. And these are five functions that every bosses expect you to know. We are going to take our student database that we created in the previous lessons. And less than these 10 minutes, we're going to find the total fees collected, the total fees paid, the total outstanding balance we have. We will also be working on the total number of students that are involved in these calculations. We'd also be checking the average age of every student in the class. We'll look at the oldest, and then we'll also look at the youngest students that we have. So without wasting much time, let's zoom into action and see how we can calculate all these ones. Okay, so this is our student database, and we have captured a full number of students on it. And our assignment in this one is to be able to determine the total fees that we are expected to collect, the total paid, the ones we have actually collected, and then the total outstanding that we have to do. So quickly, let's go into Excel. Now, I didn't mention in the previous that Excel has functions for some other arithmetic operations that we did in the previous lesson, but it doesn't have function. It has function for only the addition, the subtraction, multiplication, and division. There are no function for it. So we use the keyboard keys to get it. But the addition, there are function for it. That is why I have not typed any function here. So quickly, let's go into how do we get our total fees. There is a function called sum that will sum values in a range of cells together for us. So when we select the total fees area that we have, the sum will be able to get it. Pay attention critically, because here too we would also activate some aspect of keyboard shortcuts to make us move a bit faster. So we type our equal to sign. There are two ways to do it. Type the word sum and then go to select the first cell that contains the column that you want to add together or sum together. Then hit the Control and Shift keyboard and use your arrow down to move straight to the last one. Once all is selected like this, end with the enter, and the total fees will be added for you. Now the other one you can also do is we enter sum, or there is an AutoSum. So we enter sum, select it, and then we go to, so enter AutoSum. And here when you enter AutoSum, it is rather selecting the area that should be able to sum for you. But we don't like that area, so we come and quickly select the area we want. Hit the Control Shift key, hit it down, and then put enter. So here we have been able to calculate. We did for a wrong region. We are looking for total paid, so we need to select the total paid region. So let's take that function again. So we type the AutoSum. AutoSum is in the home page under editing, hit AutoSum, and then I'll go and select the first cell, Control Shift arrow down, and then I'll get it and hit enter. So I have the total paid. Now this is the total fees expected, and this is the total paid. So what will be the outstanding? We learned it that too from the previous, that we can use the subtraction. So we'll pick the first total paid, and then we'll we'll pick the total fees and subtract the total paid from inside. Then we'll get the total outstanding fees. Now let's come here and count the total number of students in it. Total number. So we use the word count. The function is called equal to count. So you count the age or any other number from number column that you have. So Control Shift arrow down, we count it. So it's count. The count will let you select the area you want to count. So it's equal to count, tab it, and then the values. So you select the area you want to count, all of them, and then you can now hit enter and it automatically counts them for you. So 20 people. Then we also have what we call count A. Count A. Count A count test. And so whatever that is test and everything we want to count. So if you want to count from student ID side, you use the count A to do it. And then you get the total. But if you use the count, just the count, to count the test area, the answer will not come. It will be 0 because it is looking for a number to count. So the difference between the count and the count A is that the count A count test and the count numbers. So whenever what column you are counting, be careful. Check if it has a test strings, then you count the test. If it has a number strings, then you count the number. So that is technically how you can use the count A and the count. Now, what is the average age? We use the function average. When you type it, start coming, then you pick it. That's how SL is. The moment you type a function name, you get a screen tensor that teaches you, or tips that gives you the function that has the name you are typing. So you can use the arrow key down and up to select it. And then you use your tab key to pick it. Then you can now go to the region that you want to, or the range you want to count or average. Select it. Use the control key and the shift key together and use your arrow to show the direction, and then you hit enter. Then you see the average age of the student is 22. Who is the oldest? So we use something called the maxi. It is the same, it follows the same format. So we pick it and then we go to the age column, select the entire age, and it will bring the maximum. So the highest age we have is 23. What is the lowest age we have, or the youngest age we have? That we'll use what we call the mini function, and then we select the same area to get it. So the mini function, you select the same area to get it, and then you hit enter. Then you get the minimum age to be 20. So we have done the sum. Let's look at the argument of sum. When you type the word sum, when you type the word sum, it gives you a certain kind of argument or requirement. So word sum, then we get the requirement. You say number. So all the numbers that you are going to put together, you can put them. But because it is a function, we can then select a range, and then it will be able to work on it for you. So once you select the range, then the sum will perform its function. The same thing happens to the count. The count is also taking an argument, and it works like the sum. So the same range, value 1, value 2, value 3, you select all of them, and then it will count it together for you. And because we are working and it's a function, we can select a range as well, and it's calculated for you. The same is the average as well. The average too follows the same pattern of the sum. So the thing is that the average, the sum, the count, the maxi, the mini, they have the same argument together. So if you know how to use the sum, it means you can use all the others. You can use the same, because they have the same argument. They all followed the same format. Bring the function, and then you bring your bracket, then select the region you want to average, hit enter, and it will give you the average very well. That's what you do for all of them. So we have gone through the magic of the functions that we have, the sum and the average. And then we've also gone through the count A, the maxi, and then the mini. So the max and the mini, which will give us the highest and the lowest as well. So that is what we have gone through for the day 10. We are gradually building the momentum to be able to write more complex formulas in Excel. Please keep practicing. Don't relent on your effort to get it correct. We have kept the assignment or the challenge in the description below, and you can also download the attachment data and then you practice it as well. Use your data set that you created to work on this particular one, and when you are done, don't forget to comment in the comment section that day 10 is done. You can also subscribe to this channel and share it to another friend that you want to help, and click on the notification bell so that whatever video we drop, you will be the first person to get it. Thank you very much for completing the week 2, and prepare yourself as we all gather momentum to face week 3. Thank you and stay tuned.